And hello, movie lovers. And for today's episode, I actually have my good friend,
Charlie.
and today we are reviewing Vanquish. This is part of our Neighbors Watching Trailers review. We hope that you enjoy this as much as we love pushing some out. This movie is actually directed by George Gallo, and also the screenplay is also written by George Gallo. And also, too, this is focused on Morgan Freeman. He plays a retired cop. Police commissioner, and and not only that, but we also have Ruby Rose, who actually plays the caretaker, who plays this caretaker. I have no clue what this movie's even about, or what we're in for. So, with that being said, let's go on ahead and push that play button and see what this is about.
All right.
How about the pickups? I hear there's a problem. You forget who you're talking to? I'm the former police commissioner. There's a woman. You're a caretaker.
Hey, Damon. Where is she?
You do what I tell you to do, and everything will be just fine. I need you tonight using some of your own skills. 5 stops, 5 pickups.
Oh, shit.
There are too many people waiting for me to make this mistake.
You ran drugs for the Russians. You're a courier in and out of Moscow.
Who is she?
You know who she is. Just stay out of her way. All right. Get out of here.
I will find you, don't you cry.
Struck out Anthony's crew.
Right under your crooked cop nose. If I was you, I'd be worried about all the scumbags.
I need to know right now. Are you in or out? Let's do this. I will find you.
You got 3 more stops.
I need to get my daughter back. It is not safe for me out there.
I don't see that you have much choice.
Tommy's not your friend.
Man.
Till I find you.
3 more stops. 2 more stops. 1 more stop. Get rid of that for me.
All right. So, what did you think of it?
Feels like I've seen that movie before. It was one of those directed DVD movies that was like I forgot that I think it was called Acceleration, and it had Dolph Lundgren in it, and it had I think one of the Boondock Saints was in it. So essentially, it's like the Dolph Lundgren's like the woman's daughter was taken by this guy. So Dolph Lundgren's having her do, all right, you need to complete these jobs for me, and I got a lot of that from this movie. So I'm like, I think I've seen this before. It wasn't like Acceleration, which wasn't a great movie. It flat out, it sucked. It was kind of boring and bland. I think it was one of the earlier ones I watched for my quest to watch 365 movies in a year. I believe it was called Acceleration. I got a seemed very familiar. Looks cool. But then again, I think I've seen the movie before.
Okay. For me, as someone that never saw Acceleration or anything like that, I thought that having Morgan Freeman play a villain was actually a good idea. We've always seen him as the good guy and things like that. At least that's what I've seen in most of his films. I never saw him play a bad guy role before, or villainous role.
He was great in Wanted.
Yeah.
they got one, and like I didn't think he was a villain until he kind of revealed himself to be not really a villain, but he's just kind of like not
A puppeteer.
Yeah, he's like in a sense, like he was the leader of the fraternity. But hearing him, like I said, that was the first movie I heard him drop the MF line, and which was like, whoa! Like I saw that in the theater. The movie's awesome, by the way. I highly recommend anybody looking for a good action movie, and it's that's what my first movie seen James McAvoy in was that movie. Before he, like I said, he was the guy that's always in the romantic comedies or the romantic period piece movies. This was the first time I saw him in an action movie, and McAvoy was great in this movie. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. It just got a lot of that vibe for me. I mean, I think the cast is probably a lot better than what that was. So we'll see. Maybe I'll probably check it out. Like I said, I mean, am I going to pay money to rent it? No, I'll probably get it from my local library. Save money.
You see, with me, I like Ruby Rose. I always loved Ruby Rose. I think she's a good-looking, attractive woman. I liked her in the movie Meg. I feel like she gets roles that are designed for her, and it's not like the best caliber acting type of thing, but she knows the roles that she needs to play.
Yeah.
I feel like she definitely plays well into what she gets.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, of course, he's always going to wind up rocking the roles no matter how bad the script is.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of her having to do these stops and everything. It feels like GTA whenever you have to go and do these little side mission jobs.
Yeah.
Where you're on a payphone and said, hey, look, you need to go ahead, pick up my cocaine on this street. Then you go on ahead and you finish that job up. Then you have to get to another job.
Yeah.
And everything. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like a very GTA side story kind of mission.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The acting to me within the trailer itself looks kind of stale a little bit.
Yeah.
It even with Morgan Freeman being the person who's Ruby Rose is trying to be the caretaker, I feel like his is good. Ruby's script or what that's being projected out of her just feels like it's being kind of stale, and it's not any bad. It's not Ruby Rose's fault as to that, but it just feels like the pages of the script being projected out of her just seems like kind of bland. I'm just this is just based off of a trailer though.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this movie is good. I never hope for the movie to be horrible, but you know, for my anticipation level, I'm probably at a 3.
Same. I've seen her do some action. Like she was great in the Return of Xander Cage.
Oh yeah, and John Wick. Yeah, she was badass in John Wick.
Anything, all she did is like loose ends, and then like, and then her character is deaf, but she was funny in it. I'm like loose ends, just one, and Keanu's like, yeah, like Keanu knew that. I mean, she was great in that, and I think, and then she was decent in that movie called The Doorman I watched, where she was a former military person that was working as a doorman at a hotel. Then again, it was not her fault that the movie was terrible. It was everything else. So essentially, they tried to do Die Hard in a hotel. Didn't work out. I mean, it's like there was barely any action in it, but when there was, she was decent in it. But I think a lot of stuff's not really her fault. I think it's just the thing that, like I said, I mean, like I said, she can do some action movies. Like she was pretty good at fighting Keanu in John Wick Chapter 2. And then she was great in Xander Cage. That was the first movie I saw her in, was that, and she was hilarious. She was great in that. I'm like, she's just like the gun chick, and then her and she dropped a lot of bodies in that movie. I'll toughnly tell you that. I mean, but yeah, like I said, I'm at a 3 at this. And like I said, I mean, there's a ton of other movies I have more hype for on my this one looks like it's gonna be a directed DVD movie, and they're very hit and miss.
Definitely. This definitely does feel like a straight to DVD, straight to Blu-ray kind of deal. Not only that, but I'm probably going to rent this out of Redbox and everything for like $1.29. And, you know, because that's basically where I rent most of my movies is out of Redbox, because it's $1.29 and there's no way I'm going to pay more than that to rent the movie. Yeah. So, you know, my anticipation level is at a 3. And another thing though too is, like you said, there's other stuff that I'm amped up about. With this one, it's one of those things that I can mark on my calendar and come back to later on if I need to.
Yeah, I didn't even know this movie existed until you sent me the link for the
Yeah.
trailer. And then
I got a notification through YouTube like a couple of hours before that.
interesting. And of course, after we talk about this trailer, everybody's talking about the final Justice League trailer. people freaking out over that.
Right. And here's the thing. I don't want to just review the trailer or anything like that as far as Justice League goes. I want to watch the film in its entirety since it's going to be a new take on the Zack Snyder cut. And I've already done one trailer. I don't want to have like several trailer reactions to one movie and things like
you're
that.
You're right now for the Zack Snyder zombie movie.
Right. Well, we done 2 of those, thinking that it was going to actually extend to more than what we got, and I was just disappointed. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover as far as this trailer goes. What about you?
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I mean, I have nothing really else to that. I mean, there's nothing really like much more to talk about. I mean, I think like we just saw the whole plot in the movie in the trailer. To be honest.
True. Yeah, it's pretty much right there, paint by numbers kind of thing, plot, story plot, and everything. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna go on ahead and tell you guys this. If you guys want to follow us, what do? You just go down to Facebook and follow us over there at Movie Lovers TV Love Night over there. Of course, you can follow us underneath the same brand over at Instagram and Pinterest as well. And also, too, you can also go ahead and get the audio version of our podcast as well by going to wherever you get your podcast from. And then also, too, we do this on YouTube as well, and we also do other shows too. Also, I want to bring up the fact that you can go to www.movieloversunite.com for all your entertainment needs and purposes. And that's just us doing movie reviews. We do movie reviews, TV news, TV reviews, and stuff like that. And of course, if you want to follow me, just go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unite. Movie Lovers Unit over there, and of course, John DeGorio 8 over there, and on stereo as well at Movie Lovers Unit. Also, too, if you want to get in touch with me, just go to movieloversunite@gmail.com and send me a message or whatever, and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. And always, until next time, thank you for tuning in for this episode, for this little segment that we do. Thank you, Charlie, as well. And always, until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's